Oh, thank you, son. Hi. Thank you for joining me. I have just finished wrapping up my stitch pattern that I will be using, and I hope it works. I really do. Let me try to get my feedback up there. It's not that one. In case anybody would like to drop me a message while I'm live. I can't figure it out again. Give me a moment. Sorry. But it's not that one. Did it go back live, baby? Did it go back live? Okay, I found it. Looking grumpy, staring at my phone. Why? Why I can't open the right one? Hi, sorry about that. There's and live. So, thank you so much for hanging in there. I started my new stitch pattern that I'm transitioning from my mesh, beautiful mesh. I'm transitioning into my star stitches. So this is what I have wrapped. Now I'm going to start to move my bottom yarn over my top and just work my way down my loom the same way as I normally do. That part never changes. Well, it depends what stitch you're doing, because they have some stitches that are different. So it all depends on what stitch you're doing. So this combination of stitches that I decided to work with is a mixture of E-stitch, the U-stitch, and the reverse E-stitch. So the reverse E is the same E-stitch. The only difference is it goes in the other direction, the wrap. You could think of it as a backwards E. So that is what this stitch pattern consists of. The first pegs and the last pegs, 3 on each side, is just a regular E-stitch, and then everything in between is the star stitch. And the star stitch is a combination of E-stitch, E-stitch reverse, and U-stitch. So I'm really hoping I get that clustered effect out of this stitch pattern that I am looking for. And if I don't, it's okay too. The star stitch is a lovely stitch, even if it doesn't do what I put it here hoping it will do. It doesn't matter. I will still love this piece no matter what. So the piece might transition, it might become a maxi. If it does go into that direction, then whatever I do on this piece, I will do on the adjacent piece. So they can both be the same. Whatever is on the front will be on the back. So far I have just completed the use of one ball of yarn. One ball of yarn made, let me show you how much one ball of yarn made. All of that loveliness. That is lovely. So that's one ball of yarn. So it should, I would think, might not, should be more or less double the size when I finish with the second ball of yarn. Oh, this stitch pattern might take a little more, but we will find out together. I can't wait to start seeing it. I want to see it, what it looks like. So I do three star stitches. I skip that one and I do three E stitch, not star, 3 E stitches. I skip the 4th peg and I go to the 5th peg with an E stitch. Then I go down to the lower 5th peg, and that's a U. It's just the shape of a U. Now I go back up to that peg that I missed and I wrap a E stitch around it. Then I come down to this one and I wrap another E. And that's the star stitch right there. Yeah, nothing hard, nothing hard. Just got to remember which direction you're working. Keep your fingers nearby just in case it decides it does not want to be on that peg anymore. You can just push it back onto that peg. So I do a E stitch, a U stitch, and a E stitch, another E stitch. Here I go, skip 1, E stitch, U stitch, E stitch, E stitch. Skip 1, E, U, E, E. Skip 1, E, U, E, E. Skip 1, E, U, E, E. Very easy, very, very easy. Skip 1, E, U, E, E. Now I transition to all E stitch to the end and anchor onto my peg. So yeah, the star stitch is very easy. You just have to remember where you're at. But it's very, very easy. Nothing complicated with this stitch. As I mentioned, I am pretty new to the loom, so I try to use basic stitches that I can. Well, I look at different stitches on Google or Pinterest, and how I go about choosing my patterns to work with, my stitch pattern, is I just look at the stitch and which one stands out to me the most that I believe I can do. Because I'm still new to the loom. I'm not a professional or anything. Still learning, sharing. So that's how I go about selecting my pattern, my stitch pattern. It's just looking at other stitch patterns and seeing which one I think I could pull off, and then counting them, then deciding how much I want on my piece. Then I go from there and hope for the best. Yeah. So this is my first time transitioning stitch pattern from one to another. I've been wanting to do it for a while now. A little, don't want to say scared, but yeah, scared. Yes, I do get scared with my creations, even though I create wonderful pieces. I do get fear sometimes that I may ruin the piece to a state of no return, and that is normal. That is absolutely normal. especially when trying something new. I'm not saying not to have faith in yourself. Always have faith in yourself. But even with strong faith, sometimes things don't go to plan. And that should not ever stop you from doing anything in life. Because not all your plans might come out the way you want them to, but that does not mean you give up. You can always find another way, or in creating, you can transform it into another piece. That is another one of my hobbies that I have. Every so often I like to go through my wardrobe and see what has been hanging there for a long time. If I have not used it for 5 years or more, I like to try to transform it into a working piece that I can have more usage out of. I'm not a fashionista or anything like that. I just like clothes that makes me happy. I love blowing clothes, and I think this mesh is going to be so flowing. Like, look at it. It wiggles. It wiggles. Beautiful. Gonna walk and it's gonna wiggle down the street with me. So now I'm going to start to wrap again. So you can get me some yarn, some working yarn, and I'm going into my star stitch. Sorry, I keep saying going into my star stitch. The first thing you do is E-stitch. 3 E-stitches, and then you go into your star stitch. So star stitches consist of E-wrap, E-wrap, U-wrap, E-wrap. So that's E, E, U, E. E, E, U, E. E, U, E, E. That's all I'm doing here. It's just E's, U, and E. I'm just giving it an eye over, making sure that I went where I was supposed to, creating that star. Yeah. Just 1 U and 3 E's. This is the last one here, and I go into all E-stitch and anchor off. Now I start to move my bottom over my yarn once more and just work my way down that yarn. Sorry, work my way down the loom, down to the other side. Just moving my bottom yarn over my top. One by one. What happened there? That's some wrapping going on. I'm gonna have to like try to get in there and take all that over with me. I don't know what happened there. If it's like one strand of yarn dropped, I normally try not to let it bother me, but I try my best not to lose any pieces, but sometimes it happens. Like, I have to go fix this here. I'm gonna have to remove this one to get Then try to bring it back. I know he was an E-wrap like this, so I'm just trying to get it back onto the peg as it was before. I missed a yarn on my fastener, so I had to come back and fix it. It's all good. It's all good. Just keep an eye out for that if you're working with me. I thank you so much for joining me. Please, if you're making a piece, following me, please share it with me. You could follow me on my Instagram. Share with me what you guys are up to. If I'm inspiring you to join me in knitting, loom knitting. After I finish this piece, I'll transition to something else. I'm not quite sure yet. I've been wanting to sew for a while, so I might transition into machine work for a bit. Or I might finish a handbag that my wonderful aunt gave to me. She started to work on it, but she didn't finish it. And she knows I love sewing, like love sewing. So she gave it to me and told me that I can finish it and keep it. It's mine now. I found it when I was cleaning yesterday. It brought back some fun memories of my aunt. She's one of my role models, one of my greatest inspiration of doing most of my sewing and knitting and crochet work that I have done was inspired by my aunt. So finding that piece really brought back a lot of memories. Many people back home knows my aunt Judy. Wonderful teacher, absolutely wonderful teacher. Aspire to be like her one day. Not as strict, but knowledge-wise, it was a sea of knowledge, absolute sea of knowledge. And not only in knitting and sewing, not only in handcraft, but in the culinary world as well. Very wonderful woman. So I I go back into my E-stitches here. Then I do a E, a U, and an E. And that's how you do your star stitch. So I'm just wrapping off my star stitch right now. E, E, U, E. E, E, U, E. E, E, U, E. And that's all I'm doing. Repeating that stitch pattern until I get to the last tree on the end of the board. That's all I'm doing here. Just repeating that stitch pattern. Okay, that was the last one. Now I wrap and anchor. It's almost 5 o'clock. Almost coming to the end of today's stream. I'm so happy to be able to sit here and enjoy this time with one of my favorite hobbies, and I'm even more grateful to be able to share it all with you. And I thank you for your time. I thank you for being here, and I thank you for taking time out. If you're tuning in later, I thank you so much. Please give me a thumbs up if you like what you see. Share, subscribe if you're not already. Thank you so much for visiting my channel and joining me as I create something new. Please join me tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll be here a little earlier, so my mind is set for 11 to 1. I think I can pull that off with everything else I have to take care of. I think that can work. I'm trying to peek into my loom to see what my star stitch pattern looks like. I can't really see it. I think my imagination is fueling my eyes more than anything else, and I'm seeing what I want to see. So I hope to put a few more rows onto it where I can really get it out through the bottom to have a good look at it, to see what it really looks like. I know it will be beautiful no matter what, and I will love the piece no matter what. I'm just going to keep going here. This is the last few pegs to complete this row. Then I'm going to start to wrap again. Last one. Just like to give it, like to give it a nice little tug just to pull everything down into place. It's coming out the bottom. Oh my god. Yeah, it's looking lovely. Sorry, I get excited when my pieces are doing what I want it to do. So here we go, back into the star stitch. Skip 1, wrap E, U, E. Skip 1, wrap E, U, E. That's all you're doing. Go, U, E, E, U, E. Oh, jumped off. U, E, 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 U, E, E. I'm supposed to miss the one. U, E. There we go. So back into all E's and anchor. The yarn is working much better through the little tunnel, so yeah, getting that center yarn is the way to go. Definitely works much better. So now I'm just moving my bottom yarn over my top after I have finished wrap that stitch work there. Coming along quite lovely. I'm very happy with what I'm seeing so far. Even if it doesn't cinch it in like what I imagined, it's still beautiful, so I don't care. It will transform into a lovely piece. Might be a maxi skirt, it might be a dress. See how long two balls of yarns can take. if it's like extremely long, then it can't be a maxi, or I will have to like not use 2 balls of yarns on it, which I don't want to like start on 1 ball of yarn and be like, okay, this is the length, because that way it will be a little hard to get the other side the exact same length, because I need both of them to be the same so I can join them up together to turn them into either a skirt or a dress. So that's my reason why I wanted to use a complete ball of yarn for each stitch pattern. That way, because each ball of yarn comes with a standard length, so that way I can get close enough. It's 5, I know. Time to end my stream. I wish it was longer that I could show you guys. It's coming out really lovely at the bottom. I guess you'll have to tune in tomorrow. I know. If you have time. My video is always here, so if you're not available tomorrow at 11 to 1, you could catch me later whenever you're free. It's right there. Tune in. Join me. But the stitch pattern that's coming out at the bottom, I am very, very happy with it. I'm just going to get to the end here, then I'm going to give you guys a little peek and hope that you can see what I am seeing. It's not that long yet, so it's not really showing itself, but I hope you can see a little bit of it. They look like little clusters right now on the other end. Almost there. Just a few more. One more. Yeah. Okay. No, you won't be able to see it. Maybe, I'm not sure. Can you see how it transitioned from many to just a few? So that's what we're going to have when that starts coming out there. So I'm happy. I am. I like it. It's going to be lovely. So I'm going to end my stream here for today because it's 5 o'clock and Des needs to go cook, get the food on, feed the family. Yeah, so thank you so much for joining me today. I am so happy that I was able to go live today, and I thank you all for sharing your time with me. Thank you for tuning in. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet and you'd like to, please do so. If not, that's okay too. If you'd like to drop a comment, won't be live anymore, but I normally try to answer my comments as soon as possible. So yeah, and please share, like, subscribe. That'd be great. I appreciate that. I thank you so much. I say bye bye for now. I'll be back tomorrow, if God's willing, from 11 to 1. I thank you so much for spending your time with me here today on Des Create. See you tomorrow. Take care and have a blessed evening. Bye bye.